go. Where's the camera? There's the camera. might be a minute since I filmed anything, right? I just wanted to pop on and say Happy New Year and all that palaver. I know I haven't been real active in the last year. Not to get on here and have a whinge, but 2024 for me was pretty mentally challenging. Okay, and apparently English challenging as well. Yeah, so I am, it's not about the new year, but it's just, I know that I need to make some changes. So I no longer work at the post office. I finished up there on the 27th of December. So today's the 1st of January. So I've had, I don't know, 2 days off or a day off. I don't know. Monday and Tuesday, and I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. Seriously, I do not know what day it is. Yes, I do. It's Wednesday. Yeah, so anyway, so I've had a few days off. So I haven't noticed any difference yet, but not having to have, my problem, I think, there was a few, but one of them was because I've learnt over the years with my bipolar, which none of this is what I was going to get into, but here we are. This is probably going to be another half an hour long video or an hour long video of me having a whinge. At least it's something, right? Yeah, no, I've learned over the years that with bipolar, with my specific version of bipolar, I need to sleep and be awake and create as the mood takes me. I don't function well when I try and sleep, 6-7 hours every night from 11 until 6 or whatever. Like I do not function on a routine like that. It stifles everything in me. And people, because if you don't have bipolar, you probably don't understand this, and you're probably saying, oh, well, just do it. That's what everybody else has to do. But it literally doesn't work. Like if you have a normal brain, you can function in routines. But for me, I've learned that if I try and force sleep and force awake and force creativity, none of it will happen. Not any of it. Like I won't sleep, I won't be awake, one or the other. And Socks is joining the conversation. Wow, Socksy probably thinks I'm talking to him. Yeah, so working 5 days a week and having to be awake and at 5 o'clock in the morning so I can leave to go to work, sort of meant I had to sleep in at particular times and I had to be awake at particular times. And for me, 5 o'clock in the morning is generally sort of around about bedtime. So I did try and do the whole be awake when I'm normally awake, go to work as basically the last thing of my day, and then come home and sleep. And that sort of works, but it sort of doesn't, because like I said, I'm bipolar, so I don't have a routine. So oftentimes I'll find that while 5 o'clock might be my bedtime, by the end of that week, 12 o'clock might be my bedtime, like it'll get later and later and later, or sometimes earlier and earlier. So anyway, so long story short-ish, I'm wobbling the table. I'll stop leaning on the table. Yeah, having a job 5 days a week just became my whole existence. Like, I had to be awake at particular times, I had to be asleep at particular times, I had to make sure that I wasn't so tired that I couldn't function at work, because as much as it's a sort of just putting letters in a slot, you still have to think about what you're doing, because you've got to know where all the streets are, and you just, well, for me, I just try to make as few humanly possible errors as possible. My God, I don't know. I just woke up from an 11-hour sleep, so brain's not functioning. Yeah, so anyway, that plus the driving down there every day and back was stressful on my brain, because when my brain is not engaged in doing something, it just goes off. So, for 45 minutes sitting in the car, I'm just having angry conversations with other people, or sitting there regretting things I've done, or all the things that my brain does when it's not engaged in doing something other than just tearing itself apart. So, 45 minutes down there, 45 minutes back is what my brain was doing 5 days a week, which is not good. Also, the wear and tear on the car, the fact that I was only basically, on a day where I worked 2 hours, I was making $20 an hour. On a day where I worked for more than 2 hours, I was making less than $20 an hour. And if you think about it, I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd go to work at, I don't know, what, 6:15, 5:45, something like that. Get down to work at, 5:45. Get down at work at 6:30, work until 9 o'clock, get back here at 9:45. So basically from 5 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock was just all work. So even though some of it wasn't work, but you know what I mean? Like that slot of time was about work. So for 5 hours, I'm getting $40. So it's kind of funny because Bree's always said to me that I have never known my worth, that I just, and that's true, because anytime I've ever priced anything that I've ever made, I'm doing this because this table is just covered in stuff I've made, I never calculate my time into the price that I charge for things, because I don't think of my time as worth anything. So funnily enough, the job that Bree gave me, showed me that I do actually value my time. I think I just value my time when it's something that I'm doing that I don't enjoy, or that's not for me, that benefits me. Like making things benefits me because, one, it benefits the brain, but they may sell, so it also benefits that part as well. Whereas going to work at the post office, I'm pointing that way because that is the direction of where the post office is, okay? Yeah, I'm not the only person that does this. Working at the post office, it didn't benefit me at all. Like, it gave me $200 a week, but for the majority of that, $100 of it every single week was going towards the car. And then the other 100 was just going towards food. So, because cost of living now is just stupid. But anyway, yeah, so, there was all these factors, like the mental toll, the physical toll, and also the physical toll on me, because I'm now driving a car, that does not have cruise control. And while that may be a first world problem, because I have scoliosis and sciatica, holding the accelerator down for 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back, so basically an hour and a half every day, had done ridiculous things to my back. Like, my back was the worst it's ever been. Not ever. Worst it's been for a very long time. By the time I finished up work last week before, whenever it was, last week. Whereas a week off, now my back is just back to just being bad. Just not, I'm not walking around like a cripple so much. Although after 11 hours sleep, it's a little dodgy. But yeah, so there was all these factors, and I just said to Brez, I can't do it anymore. I'm at Christmas, I'm going to finish it. This was 2 months before Christmas, so this was back in October, and she didn't believe me because I'd quit a couple of times, and a temper mostly. Had said, "Nate, stick a job up your bum." Ken just came back. So no one believed that I was actually going to quit. So anyway, I've quit. So and I'm honestly I'm glad I've got my hands on my hips now, because this is me being, aggressive and projecting and stuff. But I'll just put them down. I am actually glad that I quit. I don't think I will go back. But Bree has said that the job's always there for me if I want it. So if things change, if it gets too expensive to live and I desperately need the money, I'll go back. I don't want to. I want to see how my mental health is, at least for the next 2 months. I want to see if not having that job and going back to how I know to treat my bipolar myself, whether that makes a difference. Because as far as I'm concerned, my mental health is far more important than anything, including money. So money, also the rent is going up $15 a week, which is still, it's a lot. But that means I pay $405 a week, which is still minute compared to the rents. Like for this place in Yamba, you'd be paying probably $700 a week. Literally, I'm not even joking. So, yeah. So I'm just going to continue living in this house, even though the rent's gone up. I understand, like I said, cost of living is mental at this point in time. And mortgages and that are all more expensive. So I understand why the landlord's done it. $15, Anyway, so things are kind of changing for me. And the reason why I have been so lax on all social media, all of it, is just, like I said, my mental health I've just been in a place where I just didn't have the creativity, didn't have the drive and the motivation I normally do to be making. I haven't made soap since Lee and I made soap, and that was back, I'm pretty sure it was cold. So, 6 months ago. So I really haven't I haven't made soap probably for about 6 months, I would say, which hurts my very soul. Not that I think I have a soul, but, my pretend soul, it hurts it. No, I don't believe we have souls. I also don't believe in free will either, so there you go. That's a whole tangent. But yeah, so I want to get back into making soap, really, because, I'm running out, and the clock tower have said they're going to want more soap, and the post office has said they're going to want more soap. I want to do some markets, probably just the indoor ones like I have been. So I'm going to need more soap. And I just, me, I love making soap. So anyway, so there's that. The other thing I'm focusing on is I'm going to try and do more videos. I don't know what they'll be, soap videos, if I make soap, but one of my focuses going forward, apart from my mental health, is stationery. You guys know I love stationery. I love owning stationery. I love making stationery. And I've got an opportunity at the moment. So I have to take you back a little bit. I'm pointing out there because that's where the car is. I have the WRX. I've had the WRX for 2 months now. So originally the WRX, it's in another vlog, I'm not going to explain it all now, but originally the WRX was supposed to cost $2,000 to fix and take 2 weeks, right? It ended up costing $7,000 and 7 months. So that car was not the experience I was expecting to have. I also wasn't expecting to have to pay so much. I do not have $7,000. I had paid $3,600 off of the $7,000 bill, but I had paid so much that I expected that when it was actually fixed, that I wouldn't have to pay anymore. I didn't expect that I was going to have to still pay another, I think it was about $36 again, $100. And I don't have that. And I was so stressed. I had this gigantic. For me, that's gigantic. Okay, I know that's not gigantic for a lot of people, but you know, $3,500 is a lot for me, especially when I don't earn a lot of money. But having this massive debt hanging over my head, I couldn't do it. So anyway, so I've been driving the car for the last 2 months, but I have sold the car to Bree. She loves the car. I don't hate. Come on, I don't hate the car. It encourages me to drive like a dickhead. It's all the car's fault. It's not me. It's the car. Yeah, I mean it's fantastic to drive. Don't get me wrong, and you know mechanically it's like, but yeah, like it doesn't have a stereo. I've bought a stereo, couldn't install the goddamn stereo because of the wiring in it. It's just so I would have to pay to get the stereo put in, has no cruise control, some sort of electrical issue, so that's going to have to be fixed. It needs wheel balance. All these things that on top of that money that was owing for it, I would have to fix for it to be the car that sort of I want. If I had have just gone and bought if I had saved up all year and just went and bought a Subaru for this, ended up being like a bit over a $12,000 car, right? If you include the purchase of the car itself. So if I had just saved up all year and went and bought a $12,000 car, it would have cruise control, it would have stereo, it would have a decent paint job on the outside. So having to pay all that, and then there's things on top of that which was going to cost another couple of $1,000. I just didn't see where it was going to happen, and I don't want that car. It's just not what I wanted. So Bree has bought it. She hasn't bought it yet. She's paid the whatever the $3,500 that was owing on the mechanic's bill, because Barry is her mechanic. So she's paid that. So I'm currently just driving around in a car that's paid for, right? But then she's going to give me $4,000 for the car. So I come out of it about $600, $700 worse off than when I started. And she gets a friggin' decent WRX for $7,000, and she can afford to do the other things to it and make it top notch. Like mechanically, it's worth what she's paying. It's worth more than what she's paying. If I had listed that car, I'd probably have listed it for $14,000, you know, and probably got it because so mechanically perfect like that. One of the biggest things that happens with WRXs is the head gasket. So it's not now got stainless steel head gaskets. So that's not going to that's guaranteed for a long time. You know, it's got a brand new clutch in it. It's got all the piping is all brand new. Everything, it's brand new radiator, like brand new battery, or the air conditioning has all been regassed. So it's had all of the work. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, I have to buy a fridge. I have to buy a fridge. My fridge is as old as my children, and my eldest child is 35. So my fridge has done its job, right? I need a new fridge, so I'm going to buy a decent fridge. A black fridge. I don't know. I have this specific fridge that I want, and the rest of the money that Bree is buying the car for, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with. But because of my love of stationery that I was talking about before, I have long wanted to create my own bullet journal. So, like pre-designed on the inside. Well, I did that, and I did put it on Amazon, and this is it, right? There you go. I should probably put it that side. I love this. I did an amazing job, like all the graphics and everything. Like each month is different, and it's got financial trackers and books to read, movies to watch, and like it's got everything that you would want in a bullet journal. The only thing, I talk people out of buying it, But I've sold 10. I'm so excited about that. Seriously, I just happened to just randomly check my Amazon account the other day. I don't even know why. On New Year's Eve. And yeah, I've sold 10 of these. I've sold 10. The sad part is I think this sells for like $30-something. Sold 10, made just about $100. So that's another bad thing about selling on Amazon, is just how much they take. But anyway, the thing about this is, while it does all right with, I can see I've done a pen test in the back, right? And you can see only 2 of them have bled, which is Sharpies and alcohol markers, which will bleed through some of the best papers. So I wasn't overly concerned about that, but all the other ones, like the markers, are fantastic. Like this all along here, that's got all markers on it, I can show you. All right, so, and that one's watercolor. But yeah, so, but the paper that Amazon print on is a bit, so anyway, so I want to do a proper, like, A5 bullet journal. So I've been talking to some manufacturers, and I've got a price which, it's a lot. It's more than I was expecting it would be, but it's also doable with Bree buying the car and having a little bit of money. It's risky. I'm taking a gamble on myself, and I don't like gambling, and I especially don't like gambling on myself, but I think I'm probably going to do it. I've been talking to Keely about this heaps, so if she sees this video, she'll know exactly what I'm babbling on about. So that's probably going to happen. As soon as Bree gives me the money for the car, which, I mean, that could be in a week, it could be in 2 months, who knows, I don't know. Because the other part of the thing is, she's also taken my other Subaru with the Impreza, and she's buying me a Suzuki Swift, because I'm just over those cars now. I just want something new. I just want something I could just get in and drive, and it just not cost me so much in fuel, and just like be a pain in the ass. So Swifties are great little cars, so she's buying me a little Swiftie, and paying for the Rexy, and that was the whole deal. And then she gets the Rexy plus a car that they can do deliveries in, 'cause she runs a delivery business. So that's the whole thing. So yeah, so at this point in time, I have decided pretty much everything. The inside is basically done, because as you can see, I've already done this. Although it will be different than this, because I like this setup, but I like this enough for it to stand on its own. So this is getting an undated version. So if you want this, it's up on Amazon. It's on all Amazons. Because I'm not sending this out myself. You can buy this from Amazon America or Amazon Canada or Japan or wherever, right? And it will come from their manufacturers there. But this is the 2025 version, right? I will do an undated one, and I've already done it. I just haven't uploaded it. And it doesn't even have like Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays in it. So if you want to start your week on a Wednesday, which I don't know why you would, but if you do, you can. It has no month anything's in it, so you can start in whatever month you want. But anyway, so that's that. Yeah, so now I'm just working on getting my mental health right. But this is the thing, like I can't sit still. It's just not in me to sit still. I just don't know how, honestly. I mean, I can't explain it any better than that. Like if I just sit and watch TV all day, I'll just wither away, and my brain will eat itself. So, so I'm working on stickers at the moment. I'm staring at the stickers on the desk, just going. That will go with the bullet journal. So, and it will be pre-made on the inside, although pre-made in a way that you can decorate, like there's room around things so that you can draw things. And if you want to, you can buy stickers if you can't draw, don't want to draw, don't have time to draw, but still want to decorate. But also laid out in a way, whereas if you don't want to decorate, you don't have to. Like, a lot of people like a minimalist journal, which it's kind of funny. Like, probably because I'm bipolar, but you know, I'll sort of go from this month it's just all decorated and it's all matchy. Next month it's got like nothing in it. Which is my planner. So the planners also that are on the website will also be getting undated versions. That's again just another. That's just. I've got so much to do right now that I don't have time to do it all. So I'm just sort of focusing where my mind has let me go is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing for my mental health. I have one job. I have one job which has to be done. It's kind of creative anyway, but it's just some custom silicone molds. But that could lead into other things for the website as well, because if I can get this right, which fingers crossed I can, because the person that I'm doing it for seems like a really nice person, right? We've only sort of talked on Messenger, but they seem really nice. So hi Aaron, if you're watching this. But yes, if I can get these correct, it'll be a product that goes on the website. So it's like custom silicone molds to make candle refills. Oh, candle refills. There you go. That's what a candle refill looks like. I'm not sure why it looks like that, but so yeah. So fingers crossed I can do that for them, because they didn't have a particularly good experience elsewhere. So I would like to give them a decent experience with me. But they also know that if I can't do it, I'll just tell them. I'm not going to dick them around. I'm not going to take any of their money. I haven't taken any money from them at all. They've sent me some jars and some wax, and that's it. And if I can't give them what they want, I'm just going to send that stuff back. So, you know, I just have ethics, and that's how I work. So, but anyway, yeah. So that's it. Lots of things happening. Nothing like you. There's nothing like you're not seeing anything happen. The other thing with Patreon, I don't know at this point what I'll be doing for Patreon rewards. I have currently removed the download perk from the list of things because so much. I'm going to have to edit this to edit out these. I don't know that I have time to do that. At this point, I mean, it's the first day of the year and I'm so overwhelmed with things that I have to do and want to do that I don't know what I can do. So there will be, I mean, the Patreon has perks. You get 10% off any of your purchases on the website, off every purchase. Like if you make 3 purchases in a month, if you make 10 purchases in a month, you can take 10% off all of them. That's one of the perks. It's I mean, I guess it's beneficial to me, but it's also beneficial to anyone who wants to buy anything. And then you just get a shout out on the YouTube videos, except for this one, because I'm not going to edit anything. This is just going 28 minutes. I knew this was going to happen. If I have to edit videos that don't get uploaded at this point in time, once I start doing soap videos, and maybe, I don't know, like I'm looking around like, I don't know what other videos, I don't think necessarily that me making stickers is very interesting for people to watch, because I design them on the computer, I print them out on an inkjet printer, and then I chuck them in the silhouette and cut them. The end. I mean, that can't possibly be interesting to watch. If it is interesting to watch, let me know. Because it's like I don't have a process. I just go through my clip art folder and go, oh yeah, I might make stickers out of that. Although I do have a list of things that, you know, but I mean, like I make sensible ones, you know, weather stickers, garbage stickers, There's lots of stickers here. I've been taking photos. You know, these are all fairly sensible ones right now. These are ones I've just tried. You can see I had to adjust my cut settings because these ones weren't coming out. You can see the end of January there. So these are 4 dashboards. Yep. And then there's ones that you can colour in yourself. And then I've also made some washies. So yeah, so just that sort of thing. But I'm not just making stickers. I'm just doing whatever takes my fancy at any given time. I just am doing it. So I'll stand that back up because it's sitting on my sheet. Yeah, so that's what's happening. But like I said, there will be additional perks for Patreon. I just don't know when and I don't know what, because I don't know what I have time to do. And so, I mean, anyone who's currently a patron of Patreon, who doesn't think it's worth it without the downloads and want to stop, I understand, completely understand. If anyone was thinking of signing up because of the perks and now doesn't because the perks aren't there, again, I understand. Anyone who stays without the perks, I appreciate you more than you can know. But yeah, it's Patreon. It's one of those things where I don't know what to give them that's worth their money. And yeah, so yeah, like, see, last year, the monthly downloads, I made all of those in December of 2023. Like, I made all of them for the whole year. Whereas, because my mental health has been so bad, I haven't made anything new. It's only just been like in the last week that I've started doing anything. Like, honestly, I know it sounds stupid because I worked for 5 hours. Yeah, I was gone for 5 hours in the morning, and then I had the rest of the day to do whatever I wanted. But I was just so drained of creativity, and everything was about being, awake to go to work, and it kind of became a bit of a joke, actually. Just the way that I was just living. Like, I would come home and I'd have all these, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and then by the time I got home, I just didn't want to do it, and it aggravated me and made me really upset, and that didn't help the mental health. So it's like this vicious cycle. And then with the car, and that was a whole thing. That was a whole thing. Yeah, so I will miss the people that I work with, that I won't deny. Well, except for Kevin. I won't miss Kevin. Kevin, I want to punch in the head. Liam, one of the posties, he's like, I don't know, 20, early 20s. He's such a sweetie. He give me a big hug, and then later on he give me another hug. It was like, that was the nicest thing, because I wasn't expecting that, and he's just, I'm going to miss you so much, because, Ben, the other post, is like, I'm not going to miss you. I know he will, but, that's kind of the banter that I had with most of the males that work there. But yeah, I'll definitely miss them. I mean, I have been thinking about them, so I'm definitely missing them. But yeah, I can't continue to work there just because I like my workmates. It's just, it's not enough. Like, it's not enough mentally. If I lived in McLean and I could just drive 5 minutes to work and come home, it might not have been so bad. But because it took all that extra time out of my day and made me mentally sit for 45 minutes and just drive with my brain going, like, even with the music playing, and I couldn't do that in the Rexy because there's no stereo. you know, but even when I had the Impreza and it had a stereo, there was still, like, music I can just tune out and my brain will just go on and on and on. So yeah, anyway, but yeah. So there are things happening. You will hopefully see videos soon-ish. I don't know. It's still, I mean, it's nice today. It's lovely today. But it's also overcast. So we've had already 37 days, not 37 days. We've had days that were 37 degrees. I'll say that right. Which is too much for soaping. But on the other hand, in those cool hours in the morning when I was having to go to work, I now could soap if I wanted to, because it's, you know, if it gets down to like 18 degrees at night, I can pump that air in the back window with, I've got a big industrial fan outside, so I can blow the cool air in. So I can cool the insides of the house down, and then it'll be all right to soap in there, because that's the garage. That's where it's soap. I'm pointing again. I know I'm pointing again. So yeah, so fingers crossed I can get back into doing some soaping, getting some videos happening. Yeah, and I don't know, I can keep us updated on what's going on if you want. I mean, I like having these chats, but I hate that I whinge constantly, because I guess I'm a whinger. I don't know. It's just, this is my life. Like, this is my life. There's something mental always going on, whether it's good or bad. And I don't know. I was basically coming on here to make like a 10-minute video just to tell you what was going on at the end. It's already 36 minutes, and all I've done is whinge and waffle. That's what I should call them. They're not vlogs, they're whinge and waffles. Whinging waffles. Wonder what they taste like. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a waffle. Huh? Don't think well, no. I was going to say maybe when Bree and I used to go to the pancake place up the Gold Coast. But I think I just had pancakes. I don't remember. I don't think I've had a waffle. I don't know. Isn't that the one with like the squares in it? Yeah, I don't think I've had one of those. But, I mean, if they taste like pancakes, then I'll eat them, because I love pancakes. I haven't had a pancake in years. Anyway, now I'm waffling. So, yeah, but fingers crossed, things will happen. I'm not going to edit this video. Screw it. I'm not going to edit. I'm just going to upload it, because if I edit it, it'll just sit there and sit there. Like, I made a video. When I got this delivered, I made a video about this and how excited I was, because tell you what, I was so excited. I'm still super proud of this. I love this. Oh, look at that. So you've got colour in it. It doesn't. I put that in there. That's with the markers, the brush markers from Temu. I swear to God, they're so good. Anyway, yeah. So I made a video and never edited it, and so I deleted it this morning, because I thought, what's the point? It's just wasting room on the camera, which probably is running out of battery, because it wasn't fully charged. So I should shut up, which I will, because I am actually waffling now. Thank you to my patrons who have stuck by. Big hello to my new patron. Oh, they are somewhat new. I think they signed up before Christmas. Hi, sweetie. Which I think is a great name, because that's what fans of Tomohisa Yamashita, or Tomosa Yamashita, but it's what he calls his fan base, is sweeties. So I think that's probably got nothing to do with it, but still, every time I see the name, it just reminds me of him, which is great, because, you know, I don't have much to do with Tomo much anymore. But yeah, so thank you to everybody. Just also, I wanted just to say thank you specifically to the person whose name I cannot remember, who was in Keely's actual physical shop and asked about me. Thank you. I think that's just so cute. I don't know. Keely might have been, I don't think she would be offended, but I just think it'd be funny if someone walked into my shop and said, "Oh, how's Keely?" I'd actually think that was super cute. But anyway, so yeah. Yeah, Keely's kind of like, she's sort of like how I wish I could be with social media and videos and everything. It's also not how I'll ever be, but it's how I wish I could be, like that consistency that she has, and you know, always making sure that she's doing things not just for YouTube but for Instagram and all that. Like, it's not, I'm not jealous. It's more sort of, I don't know what the word is. It's not even envy. Like, I just see her posting and I think, oh God, look at you go. You're just so good, you know. And that's why I was trying to encourage her to do even more. Like, whenever she comes to me with ideas, I try and help her out and stuff like that. Like, I like being a part of her process, even if it's just like this tiny, tiny little part. So, but no, I like helping other people. Like, if even if just by being there and being someone to talk to is helping them. And I it's kind of weird because, like I always say to you guys, I don't really like people, and I don't. And I don't. But the people that I do like, I really like. Does that make any sense? Like, I mean, I say I don't like people, and yet I have discovered this sort of social thing that I have, but it has to be in small doses. Like, going to work every day, I quite enjoyed the socializing that I did with my workmates, because, like, with the boys, I say boys, but one's a boy, the others are like grown-ups. Like, Matt is 22, and then Brett, the parcel delivery guy, is like my age. You know, we had this sort of back and forth banter that was not nasty, but, you know, just like how guys talk to one another, you know, with insults and stupidity and, you know, making fun of one another and stuff. Whereas the women that worked there, I had a completely different relationship with them, but I quite enjoyed that as well. You know, it was very much, we would talk about feelings, and like one of the ladies there, her husband had just gone through cancer and come out on the other side, which was lovely. And, you know, but not only that, as I've known the family that she married into, I've known those since school days. So actually one of them was, oh God, a crush that I had for quite some time. Yeah, so it's very attractive. Oh, still attractive. Anyway, and then having her husband come into work over Christmas and getting to see how well he was doing after the cancer treatment and after getting the all clear and everything, that was just like, I enjoyed that way more than I thought I would. I'm not going to be racing out and hosting parties or anything anytime soon, because that's not me. But I did enjoy that socialising part more than I expected to. Like, it took a while for them to warm up to me, because I think when I first started there, because I went to work for Bree, there was kind of this negative thing towards Bree, because Bree did what she always does when she's a stranger somewhere. She will just walk in and she'll just big note herself and, oh, I'm here, I'm going to take over and blah, blah, blah. Instead of just coming in and just sort of being a bit humble and, you know, presenting yourself sort of. Yeah, so I think that kind of put everyone offside. So then when she brought me in, I think they thought that I was sort of just like, I was her employee, I wasn't part of the team. So it took a while for them to warm up. Once they did, like I said, like, we just got on like house on fire. So it's kind of funny, because Matt, the 22-year-old there, we get along really well. But he sort of, I kind of imagine him sort of like one of my kids, you know, because his mum has bipolar as well. So he understands, like, he's kind of like a Travis. He's my middle son. Matt's taken on all the responsibility of everyone else in his family. And I can see that because that's sort of what Travis did to his detriment a lot. And not that he had to do it, but he thought he had to do it. And I think Matt is kind of the same. So I've sort of been talking to him sort of like from his mum's point of view that he would have never had because he only saw it from his point of view. So I've sort of tried to, over the time I was there, sort of get him to understand that he doesn't have to be responsible for everything, and that, you know, that's just you know, just from the other side, to give him sort of more context, I guess. But yeah, no, so I definitely enjoyed my time working from that aspect. So if it was just that, I'd still be working there. So anyway, I don't know. But yeah, this job has definitely been a journey of self-discovery, that's for sure. I think Bree says I have to get out more and I have to interact with people more. And while I will bite at that, she's probably right. Don't tell her I said that. Don't tell her I said that. She won't watch this video, so don't tell her I said that. So I had basically quit markets. It's 46 minutes. God almighty, I'm never going to shut up, am I? Well, I mean, if you clicked on this and didn't expect it to last this long, then you're an idiot. You're not an idiot. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. No, I don't care. You can hate me if you want to. I hate me all the time. I hate me more than any of you could possibly hate me. Trust me. I had decided I was not going to do any more markets at all. But thinking about it over Christmas, I think that she's right to a degree, and that I think without that social interaction, I'm just going to just get further and further and further into my shell, that it'll be bad. So I will... There's not a lot of markets that are indoors. I won't do outdoor markets. They're too stressful. And in this friggin' heat, it's not going to happen. There's actually a market on today. It's on probably now because it's a twilight market, which I did years and years ago. And the heat, because you set up on Coldstream Street, so on the actual tarmac, and the heat was literally melting candles. Like the wax was like literally melting. It was that hot. So, and yeah, and then thunderstorms are pretty common this time of year as well. Like, we were supposed to get a thunderstorm today. I don't think it's going to happen. I wish. We've been supposed to get a thunderstorm for a week, but it hasn't happened. But yeah, I outdoor markets are too stressful for me with the gazebo and all of that. But there are 4 undercover or indoor markets at least. Well, there's more than that. And I've decided that I will probably do them. I'll probably even do the handmade markets, which aren't called the handmade markets anymore because she changed the name of them. I'm not sure what they're, craft markets or something. Artisan craft markets, like, whoop-de-doo. I'll probably even do those, even though they don't cost me a lot. But once I have the Swiftie, I won't be able to fit as much in the car, so I'll only be able to fit in probably 2 table loads of stuff. So I will probably, if things go according to plan, I will be marketing the bullet journals and other stationery. Like, I have these, which I'm not going to show you inside because they don't look anything like. They're planners. There you go. That's probably a better thing to show you. Notebook planners. So they're going to be daily, weekly, and monthly, with matching covers. Like this will be one of the covers. They're also going to match in with the planners as well. So as I said, I have lots of plans, lots of plans to do things, and like all of it. This is the inside. This doesn't actually have a cover. I can show you what they look like on the inside, but they're not going to have these graphics on the inside. I've changed my mind about that. Because it's just a little, I think it's a little much to have it on the outside and then on the inside as well. So yeah, this is a monthly one. And then, what's this one? Oh, this is also a monthly one. But yeah, I have all these great ideas for collections, but it's just mostly time, because these sorts of things I have to do myself. But I'm also changing from staples to stitching, so I'm just waiting for my thread to come. But yeah, I mean, staples are all well and good, but you know, I don't think staples are like the peak of professionalism or good lookingness or whatever it is. I like the look of the stitching on a spine, so I've decided I'm going to do that. So I've made all the 3D printed stuff like I designed, and you can buy STLs to do stitching on spines and that. I just designed it and made it myself. It was easier. Well, no, it wasn't easier. It was cheaper. Instead of, you know, paying $20 odd for the STLs, I just spent hours making them myself, because this is what craft people do. So there's lots of things going on, lots of things hopefully that you'll see on the website and on YouTube if I can get my shit together. So it's just, I mean, I've also just started on a new regime of estrogen and progesterone. So I was on estrogen before. That didn't go well. So this time I'm on estrogen and progesterone. So we'll see how that goes. I just did my second today. So yeah, so the hot flushes and the night sweats. And the night sweats stopped me from sleeping as well. So, you know, there's just all these factors that went into last year that just made last year one of the worst years I've ever had. So honestly, I shouldn't jinx it. I don't actually believe in luck like that anyway, but I honestly don't see how this year could get much fucking worse. Honestly. I've said it now. I touched some wood. There's some wood. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So hopefully you will see more of me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing from your point of view, but from my point of view, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing either. But it may happen. You never know. At least, you know, you've seen 52 goddamn minutes of me. All right. On that note, I'm going to shut up. And thank you once again for everyone who stuck by and for all the new subscribers. I don't know how I got new subscribers when I wasn't releasing videos, but hello, thank you, appreciate you. That sounded like a throwaway statement, but I actually do appreciate every single one of you. Like the fact, I mean, I don't have a big channel, but it still blows me away that I have like almost 4,000 subscribers. Like that's mental. Like it's brilliant. So, but anyway, thank you. I'm going to shut up because I'll just keep waffling. So thank you. Bye-bye.